Schumann resonance, SR affects blood pressure. I'm trying to scroll this down. Where are we? All right. To investigate, all right, abstract objectives. To investigate whether Schumann resonance, SR affects blood pressure, BP. Okay, there we go. All right. Blood pressure, BP, heart rate, HR, and depression, and if so, whether the putative BP, blood pressure, reactivity to the Schumann resonance, so they get this hyphenated dealio, BPR-SR, is associated with health-related lifestyle. Look at that. Okay, health-related lifestyle, HLS, disease-related illness, DRI, and depression. Okay. So they're checking whether depression and heart rate is where they're related to the Schumann. All right. Objectives. In a health-related lifestyle. Okay. So we're talking about health-related lifestyle. Maybe that's what I'm gonna have one of the posts. One of the videos in the future have that kind of this right here as a topic. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of the lessons, one of the sessions, I'm going to take this whole thing and have that as a session, and then talk about the chart and the graph, the what the heck you call it, we're doing a spreadsheet in Excel, shareable document, where we're going to share our health related lifestyles. And we're going to talk about our intake of salt, sugars, potassiums, whatever. It's there. The form. This is on the form. I'm talking about it on the form. Okay. So anyway, going on from this. All right. Yeah, we're in motion again. Wheels are in motion. All right. I'm trying to make sure that I can see this, even though it's tilted a little bit. I think it's fine. Methods. All right. A sample of 56 adults in Urayasu, Hokkaido, Japan, wore an ambulatory BP monitor, except for the time in the shower, for 7 consecutive days. They completed the geriatric depression scale short form and a health survey questionnaire on HLS and DRI. Group mean differences and within individual differences in systolic S and diastolic D, BP, mean or arterial pressure, MAP. Oh my God, these acronyms are killing me. The alphabet soup is killing me here. Double product DP and HR were, respectively, compared between normal and enhanced SR days using students' t-test. Correlations between BPR/HR or -SR and other characteristics, i.e. age, gender, HLS, DRI, subjective health, and depression, were analyzed using Pearson's product moment correlation. Okay. All right. So, ye mother effing ha. There's a bunch more stuff to this that I could read if I could stand to read it. But this is all interesting to note. I'll go through that. All right, so here we go. So it talks about SR, Schumann resonance. SR is a background stationary electromagnetic noise that propagates in the cavity between the Earth's surface and the lower boundary of the ionosphere at altitudes of 45 to 50 kilometers in the frequency range between 5 and 50 hertz. Boop, boop, citation. The phenomena was named after W. Schumann, who first predicted and discussed it in the 1950s. Its peak intensity can be detected at approximately 7 hertz, along with its harmonics with lower intensity at 14, 20, 26, 33, 39, and 45 due to frequency-related ionospheric propagation loss. Citation given. The peak SR frequencies undergo a moderate diurnal variation of approximately plus or minus 5 hertz, interestingly, the first 5 SR modes happen to be within the frequency range of the first 4 EKG bands, i.e. delta 0.05 negative 002 3.5 hertz, theta 427 hertz, alpha 8 to 13 hertz, and beta 14 to 30 hertz. Okay. This is a scientific journal here. This is really important to know this. Okay. The amplitude of 8 plus or minus 5 hertz SR background signals ranges between 0.05 and 0.1 peta. That should be a pico Tesla hertz to the minus 1/2. All right, so I'm not that good at math, but background signals, right, so it's talking about the background signals of the Schumann resonance background signals between, they're giving you 0.15 peta Tesla per negative hertz. I'm not sure how this dealio works. And shows diurnal and seasonal variations in response to stochastic redistribution of electric activity over the globe and resultant changes in the local height of the ionosphere at the respective observing sites. Okay. All right. I'm at 40 minutes. All right, so I'm not going to go any more than that. But you see, this is, okay, what am I reading? All right, so that is, does Schumann resonance affect our blood pressure? And the answer is yes, yes, it does. Okay. This one here, great, interesting article by interestingengineering.com. What is the Schumann resonance? Okay. The Earth, it says, the Earth has been the focus of a massive amount of scientific studies over the years, from the shrinking ozone layer to the changes in our Earth's magnetic field. There's plenty to keep researchers busy. One possibly surprising area of research is in the way of the Earth acts like a giant electrical circuit. The atmosphere of the Earth is actually a weak conductor. If there was no source of electrical charge for the atmosphere, its energy would dissipate in about 10 minutes, but it doesn't. The ionosphere is the region of the Earth's atmosphere that starts at about 50 to 100 kilometers above the surface and reaches upward for several hundreds of kilometers. Hello, yeah, we're in wheels in motion. We're acting as if for motion again. The camera's acting. Like a motion picture action figure. The camera's acting like an action picture, motion picture figure. All right, I'll figure that out by the end of the video here. Okay. So, due to solar radiation, individual electrons are dislodged from otherwise neutral gas atoms in this region, creating positively charged ions. And thus, this makes the ionosphere conductive and able to trap electromagnetic waves. Between Earth's surface and the ionosphere is a cavity containing a total electrical charge of... I'm just checking the time. I'm checking to see if you can see that. I'll zoom out a little, I think. All right. I mean, you know what? This stuff is otherwise boring. Me tapping the camera occasionally makes it a little bit, wakes you up, wakes up the viewer. All right, so, all right, let me go again. Between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere is a cavity containing a total electric charge of 500 K, that's coulombs. There is a vertical current flow between the ground and the ionosphere. The atmosphere has a resistance of 200 ohms and a voltage potential of 200,000 volts. Okay? And when we're talking about ohms and volts like this is Ohm's law as applied to the electric circuit of the Earth and the ionosphere and what do you call that? I think I just did the atmosphere of the okay, I'm just moving this one more view here. All right, maybe not. All right. So it's a test video. Okay, and what you get with it is me testing the angle of everything. You know, I'm looking in the little viewfinder here, and I go by what I see here. So when I do these periodic adjustments, it's because I'm checking in the viewfinder, and I want it to look as good as I can. And so that's sort of what these test videos are doing, is me figuring out the happy crappy of how to get this all to work with the new equipment and the new studio and all of this. So thank you for bearing with me as I'm figuring all this out. You know, this is like a free show. I figured, you know, why not, you know, why not post this online and let people gain what they can from me doing these tests, you know. When it's all, the dust settles, it's like, okay, we'll be hitting the ground running, as it were. All right, so Ohm's law, we're talking about 200 ohms in the volts. The resistance is the ohms. That's of the atmosphere itself. And the voltage potential, which is in the ionosphere, which is charged, of 200,000 volts. Okay, around the Earth, there are roughly 2,000 lightning storms at any given period of time, producing around 50 flashes of lightning every second. This accounts for much of the measured flow in this electromagnetic cavity. But what does all this mean? It means that there is a great deal of electrical activity between the surface of the Earth and the ionosphere. Some of this is in the form of standing waves of electricity. These standing waves are known as Schumann resonances. Each lightning burst creates electromagnetic waves that begin to encircle Earth in the cavity between Earth's surface and the ionosphere. Some of the waves, if they have just the right wavelength, combine and increase in strength to create a Schumann resonance. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so they're showing you fundamental mode, second order, third order. Okay, and so they're giving you these approximate dilios of frequency. Okay, and then it says there, Schumann resonance frequency source, STW, Wikimedia. Okay. The sweet spot for creating this resonance is when the wave is as long or longer than the circumference of Earth. This is an extremely just for shits and giggles. All right. The sweet spot for creating this resonance is when the wave is as long or longer than the circumference of Earth. This is extremely low frequency wave of up to 100,000 times lower than the lowest frequency waves used to send signals to your AM/FM radio. As this wave flows around Earth, it hits itself again in such a way that its crests and troughs of the wave are aligned. All right, so let me reread that again. As this wave flows around Earth, it hits itself again in such a way that the crests and troughs of the wave are aligned. Those are the Schumann resonances right there. Those are the electromagnetic resonances that flow around the world, are waves that interfere with themselves. And the crests and troughs are aligned, and they stack up like cordwood, if you will. If you would. Scientists speculate that the waves are related to the electrical activity in the atmosphere. Oh, they speculate. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, all right, they're still speculating. Okay. The base atmospheric electromagnetic resonant frequency is 7.83 hertz. This means our atmosphere is continuously resonating with a radio frequency of 7.83 hertz, along with progressively weaker harmonics at 14.3, 20.8, 27.3, and 33.8 hertz. These are what are known as the Schumann resonance. History. Okay. Ooh, maybe I'll watch a film. Should we watch a film? All right, yeah, I say let's. All right, history. The atmosphere was first proposed as a good conductor of electricity in 1893 by George Fitzgerald. He was able to establish that based on the layers of the atmosphere where he saw the best conductors, there would be electromagnetic oscillations of around 0.1 seconds. He had theorized and essentially discovered the lowest mode of the Schumann resonances. It's 0.01 hertz. It's the lowest mode of the Schumann resonances. Okay? Let's read now what it says there. Although it has been suggested that the resonances be named Schumann-Fitzgerald and Tesla waves, his findings weren't well known and received little scientific discussion at the time. Poor Mr. Schumann, he received no notice in his time for his wonderful contribution. All right, so I got like 9 minutes left on the video here. Let's see what this is.
As we go about our daily lives, we aren't generally aware of the forces generated by solar activity, or the Earth's magnetic field. While these planetary changes are well documented, precisely how they affect human beings is less clear. To answer this question, researchers have turned to the autonomic nervous system, the subconscious control system that regulates bodily functions such as breathing and digestion. Their findings suggest that our nervous systems are well attuned to the energetic fluctuations that ripple through our solar system. The work builds on observations made by the famed astronomer Alexander Zhuchevsky during World War I. He noted that battles intensify during peak solar flare periods, and that major human events and behaviours closely follow the cycle of the sun, which led to the hypothesis that some unknown solar forces affect human health and behaviour, providing a provocative link between events occurring in our solar system and life on Earth. To test this hypothesis scientifically, the team looked at how the human nervous system responds to changes in solar and cosmic radiation, as well as in the Earth's magnetic field. They accomplished this by focusing on heart rate variability, an indicator of autonomic nervous system function. This variability was tracked in 16 women, who wore heart rate monitors for 72 hours per week for 5 months. The data were then compared to changes in cosmic rays as well as geomagnetic and solar activity occurring over the same period. The team found that heart rate variability significantly correlated to variations in 3 key variables: cosmic rays, solar activity, and Schumann resonances. Strikingly, the participants' heart rate variability rose in response to increases in these variables, and the response was quite rapid. These positive correlations suggest that human physiology reacts favourably to these forces, supporting Zhuchevsky's hypothesis that environmental factors can act as energy sources that affect health, mood, and behaviour. Although the full importance of these relationships isn't currently known, the findings suggest that cosmic and solar energy don't just change Earth's magnetic field, they also affect human physiology. The work also poses the intriguing suggestion that some aspects of these energies might subconsciously connect human beings across the world.
there you go. Okay, all right, that's enough teaching. Oh. Lovely. Okay, what's up next? All right, because I don't have that much more time. All right, so this is like 6 minutes left. All right, so I'm going to go into this. I guess there will be a part 3 to this, because this is kind of fun for me. Hopefully it's as fun for you as it is for me. All right, so this is where I'll pick up on the next one. This is the from the heartmath.org, GCI, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I'm not going to fiddle with it more. All right, so this is, I'll go into this more next time, but this is basically the GCMS magnometer, Schumann resonances power. All right, so they're calling the magnetics power. Okay, now I want to show you, here. All right, so this height here, this one here, this is magnetics. This one here is Manitoba. Okay, Alberta, I'm sorry. This one here, G04. That's a stelio here. All right. So, this is... just waking up. Okay, so my mouse is here. Okay, the mouse is here. It's picking up these numbers here. And this day, 500 is 562.5. This colossal spike in magnetics. Okay, and that's from all of their sensors combined, all of the modes. I don't even know how to explain this. I'm going to go into this next time. So this one here, GCI004, that's this one here, Alberta, Canada. All right. All right. So that's what I'll pick up on the next time, part 3 of this wonderful series that I'm doing here. All right. So in the meantime, Maestro, take us out.